Today we're outside the Made in Space headquarters at NASA Ames.
We're talking about 3D printing in space. This means that astronauts in space, and eventually on other worlds, would not have to rely on shipments from Earth containing tools, spare parts, or building materials that could take days, months, or even years to arrive from Earth. In order to bring a working 3D printer into space, they had to develop a printer that would not only work in zero-G, but one that could survive the stresses of launch, and one that could work safely in a confined space. Brad Kohlenberg from Made in Space gives us a tour and shows us the model of a printer that is currently being used on the International Space Station.
So this is the 3D printer that's currently up there now. So this is one of two. This is the second version, the commercially available version. We call it the AMF, or Additive Manufacturing Facility. So you can see up here, this was the first printer. It's still up there, but this was the first experimental 3D printer that we put in space, on the space station. If you need something printed in space, if you need hardware in space, you can talk to us and we can make that happen for you.
This printer is already hard at work in space, providing astronauts with the tools they need. Made in Space printers can print with a wide range of materials. Plastics that are stronger than metal, moon dust, or even materials that can survive the vacuum of space.
So here's some kind of early metal work we're doing. I think this was done using a method of casting. Here's some work we're doing over here with regolith printing and using moon dust as the feedstock for our 3D printer. And here's something that's using recycled water bottle plastic, and kind of the idea of material recycling and using recycled materials as feedstock for the printer.
Printers in zero-G can also print things that are difficult or impossible to print in a gravitational field.
One of the next machines we're printing, one of the next devices we're putting into space is what we call Made in Space fiber. So the idea is that we'll be able to make fiber optics which rival anything we can make here on Earth. We'll be able to bring those down, and if it's successful, and if what we think will happen does in fact happen, we'll immediately start to be able to sell those to Earth.
New printers can even print structures larger than themselves.
So this is a kind of artist's rendition of Archinaut, which is the printer that will print things larger than itself. So this is a free-flying spacecraft that can build beams, and then using its robotic arms, connect those beams together and create tertiary structures from which we can go on to build even bigger and greater things. So this is just kind of a first step towards these large space structures we've always, held in the realm of science fiction, but we're kind of getting towards laying the groundwork towards getting into Earth.
3D printing in space will make space safer and more accessible. Is it the future? I happen to think so.